Okay, I want to welcome everybody to the webinar on outdoor education. You all by now have received the quick bites that I sent out, that we sent out from Jesna talking about outdoor education. And what we wanted to stress in the quick bites is that it's the start of a discussion, and that we wanted to extend the discussion here. And then at the end, I'll talk about ways to extend our discussion on what is outdoor Jewish education and how can we apply it specifically in our own settings. Most of us don't work in camps or in facilities where there's a whole huge outdoors that we can specifically utilize, such as camps. But we want to discuss ways that you can take away the learning from the webinar, from the quick bites, so that you can take that to your classroom, work with your students. If you're working in a central agency, you can take that to the students that you, to the teachers rather, that you work with, that there is a number of ways that this information can be utilized. So just to quickly review what was discussed during the quick bites, we discussed ways that the different things that go into quality experiential education and outdoor education. And just as a recap, the National Society for Experiential Education lists 8 principles of good practice: intention, preparedness and planning, authenticity, reflection, orientation and training, monitoring and continuous improvement, assessment and evaluation, and acknowledgement. All of these point to the necessity for intention in what we do as educators and in these experiences. Gabe Goldman continues in his work by saying that quality experiential education promotes or utilizes a feeling of community among participants, positive connection with the teacher, a curriculum providing choice for the participants, and a setting that utilizes the natural surroundings as part of the experience. And this is all the framework that we utilize to talk about outdoor education, and specifically to talk about Jewish outdoor education. So for today, for the webinar, we've asked 2 professionals in Jewish education that work utilizing outdoor education to talk a bit about what they do, to show us a bit about the type of work that they do, and then to help facilitate a discussion with us all together about how to utilize this and what takeaways we can use depending on whatever situation we're working within. So I would like to, at this point, start off by introducing Rabbi Eliav Bach. Then he will finish, and Bill Kaplan will speak. Then I have a note from an educator that asked me to talk about early childhood education. And then from there, we'll have about 15 minutes left for questions. So our time frame is going to be about an hour in length. I'd like to introduce Rabbi Eliav Bach. He is the director of Camp Ramah Outdoor Adventure. Eliav brings solid experience in outdoor camping and leadership to Ramah Outdoor Adventures. A native of the Boston area and former Boy Scout, he has spent 11 summers working in Ramah camps in a variety of specialty areas, including 5 years as an outdoor adventure leader in Camp Ramah, Canada. Ordained as rabbi by the Jewish Theological Seminary in 2009, Eliav is especially interested in helping youth connect to their Jewish souls through nature and the great outdoors. Prior to rabbinical school, Eliav worked in the finance industry in New York City. He holds a Bachelor of Arts degree in Bible and a Master of Arts degree in Jewish education, as well as a Bachelor of Arts degree in Urban Studies from Columbia University. Eliav lives in Denver, Colorado, with his wife, Dina Zanon, and their son, Matan. So at this point, will talk to us for about 15 minutes regarding the work he does and the takeaways that we can utilize.
All right. Thank you, Dina. I'm just going to get the PowerPoint up here. For that, thank you, everybody, for joining us today, and Dina, for asking me to speak with everybody, and for that wonderful introduction. And here we go. So this presentation for the next 10 minutes, I'm going to just do an overview of who we are and who the camp is, why camp works, camp as an educational model, our approach to experiential environmental education, and then I'm going to talk briefly about this idea of this aspirational arc that underlies all of our programs. But throughout the slides, I actually put real-life pictures of our campus environment. As you can see, this is a pretty amazing view that you're looking at right now. I'm standing on the, we call it actually Bytes de la Note, one of our hills in camp overlooking our camp. And you can see in the bottom left-hand corner there, that is our Hatter Ochel. And first of why, and I'll talk a little bit more about the camp in a moment, but just to begin with why camp works, and I think a lot of people in the educational world like to try to figure out why is it a camp. If you just look at the research, it's such a powerful experience. Yeah, kids are only engaged in camp for 2, 3, 4, weeks of summer, some as long as 8 weeks. Why can have this lasting impact? And sort of to summarize the entire body of work out there, camp works because of the intense emotional experiences that one has in this environment, coupled with meaningful Jewish experience. So you might, for example, be diving on Bytes de la Note right there in that picture beforehand, and it is clearly a unbelievably beautiful thing. You might have just seen sunrise there. It touches you emotionally, but at the same time, you're having this meaningful Jewish experience of the prayer, maybe learning some lesson about Judaism. So in your mind, the emotional attachment that you are now making to that material sticks with you a lot longer than if you were simply, reciting the words of a prayer by rote sitting in our classroom with white walls, or just reading a text in a dull environment. And the picture that you see here also is Israeli dancing, and obviously one of the other reasons our camp work is we immerse ourselves in this complete bubble, and to use the educational language, to create a plausibility structure where one is able to have fun in a Jewish setting because everybody there is having fun in the same Jewish setting. So just a little bit about Ramah Outdoor Adventure. A little bit about Ramah Outdoor Adventure. We are located right outside Denver on a 360-acre ranch at 8,000 feet. This past summer, we had about 100 and change campers at a time. In our program, we expect to grow next summer to about 130 campers at a time. We have both a younger program, so we start as young as third grade, and we go all the way up through entering senior year of high school, and we have a special program for 11th to 12th graders. We are the only Ramah camp open to nationwide enrollment because we are one of the few kosher and Shomer Shabbat Jewish environmental and nature camps out there. And really what we've been trying to do in the model of our camp is to combine the best of Jewish camping with the best of outdoor programs. We haven't done anything new in Colorado. All we've done is taking existing principles of Jewish camping, combine those with what already exists out there in the world of outdoor education. We've brought it under one roof, or in this case, under one sky. So the base camp, there are two main parts to our camp. We have the base camp experience and the backcountry wilderness experiences. And the base camp experience obviously is taking the best of Jewish camping. Backcountry wilderness experience is taking the best of outdoor adventure programs. And what this has allowed us to do in Colorado is to create a community where you feel a part of a larger community at base camp, and you have this extremely intense connections that happen when you're in the backcountry together. And those intense connections happen obviously on a developmentally different age level. If we're talking about third graders, going out for an overnight only about a quarter mile from their tents where they live the rest of the summer, to our, let's say, 12th graders who are hiking up to 10,500 feet in the summer in the middle of July, got caught in a sleet storm. So the approach that the overall educational approach that we have to our camp is first of all modeling everything that we do at camp. And I'll come back to this at the end, but something about what Gabe Coleman said. One of the key things that we do at camp is by we hire passionate staff who are the role models for everything that we're learning. And if we're learning about recycling, it's not just in the theoretical, we're actually doing it. If we're learning about composting, we're actually composting, and we have counselors who are passionate about this particular project, about this particular thing. The other thing that we do is